And right now, Connell, up on Capitol Hill here in Washington, D.C., Nancy Pelosi is set to meet with House Democrats behind closed doors to discuss a way forward with an impeachment inquiry against the President of the United States. Fox is told that after that, at 5 o'clock, Pelosi, the House Speaker, will go before the cameras and make that announcement. Today has seemingly been a tipping point for many House Democrats who are calling for an investigation into the July phone call between President Trump and Ukraine's newly elected president, in which President Trump spoke about the Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden. The president preempted the Democrats' meeting and announcement by tweeting this afternoon that he will release the transcript of that call tomorrow. The president insists the call was proper and says there was no quid pro quo.
That call was perfect. It couldn't have been nicer. And even the Ukrainian government put out a statement that that was a perfect call. There was no pressure put on them whatsoever.
But Pelosi says even if the transcript shows no quid pro quo, the president's conversation was still improper.
There is no requirement there be a quid pro quo in the conversation. If the president brings up he wants them to investigate something, that's of his political opponent. That is self-evident that it is not right.
President Trump believes the former vice president should be investigated for influencing the firing of a Ukrainian prosecutor to benefit the business interests of his son, Hunter Biden. Joe Biden made a statement today of his own and denied any wrongdoing.
Even though every reputable publication has looked at the charge that has been made against me, they found them baseless and untrue and without merit. That's not about to stop him.
Biden, like many Democrats, is also calling for that whistleblower complaint to be brought to light. But, Connell, no doubt about it, the headline today, the Speaker of the House of Representatives is set to announce her support, we are led to believe, for an impeachment inquiry against the President of the United States. That to happen next hour. Connell.
We will see, Blake. Thank you. Let's bring in today's market panel. Liz Peek, FoxNews.com columnist, and Gary Kaltbaum from Kaltbaum Capital Management. They are both Fox News contributors. Liz, I heard a lot of folks saying this afternoon that if she does this, it's a buying opportunity in the market. Are you that brave? Would you go along with that?
Well, look, the market doesn't like the idea that President Trump may not be reelected because his opponents have all kinds of terrible policies that will really harm our economy and harm markets. But I got to tell you, Melissa, my head is spinning on this one because having just survived the embarrassment of the Mueller investigation and the certainty that Democrats put forward about how that was going to sink President Trump, be grounds for impeachment, here they go again. And in this case, they have allegations and hearsay and third-party witnesses bringing them to agree on an impeachment process undergoing. And I got to tell you, I just think it's astonishing. They haven't learned a thing. I think this is politically extremely dangerous for Democrats, and most specifically for those 31 moderate Democrats that won seats in Trump districts. I honestly don't know what they're thinking.
Gary, the reason why this is important to our viewers is because it impacts who is going to be president next or who's going to remain in office for the rest of this term and how their policies impact the economy and their money. To this end, does this help or hurt the president and his reelection campaign? Because some people say that this is what really fires up his people and energizes them, is another run at impeachment that fails. It makes him stronger. So then that would be good for the economy in the long run. What do you think?
Leave no doubt this is going to fire up the base and fire up the base big time. But on the other end of the spectrum, you're now going to see the networks as well as the cable channels running this 24/7 that the man is a crook. So the other side's going to have some chum for themselves. So this is going to be one heck of a magical year in D.C. And as far as markets and the economy, it just doesn't help. The fact that we have to pay attention, and this is going to be front and center for for a while to this, then the things that really, really matter to the average American is not good news. And buying opportunity, I'm not so sure of that just yet.
Yeah, no, if Elizabeth Warren wins, then everybody should take their money and get out of town,
forget it.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go for the economy.